Let me ask you something. What if I told you that over 120 years ago, cities were already moving toward a clean, silent future? A future without gasoline, without pollution, without noise. And then we threw it all away. Because long before Tesla, long before Elon Musk, there was another electric revolution, one we chose to forget. But why? Why did humanity abandon its first electric dream? Today, you'll discover the forgotten story of the world's first electric cars and the choice that changed our world forever. Our story begins not in Silicon Valley, but in Scotland, almost 200 years ago. In the 1830s, a man named Robert Anderson built a strange, silent machine, a carriage without horses, powered not by fire, but by electricity. No one believed him, but he had just built the world's first electric vehicle. Fast forward to the 1880s, London streets saw electric-powered trams, thanks to another forgotten genius, Thomas Parker. He didn't just dream of electric cars, he put them on the road. And in America? By the year 1900, electric cars weren't a fantasy. They were reality. 1 out of every 3 cars on American roads was electric. Let that sink in. More than 100 years ago, people were already driving electric. Now ask yourself, why did people love electric cars back then? Simple. They were clean, they were easy to drive, and they were silent. Unlike gasoline cars, which needed dangerous hand cranking and spewed black smoke, electric cars started at the turn of a key. No gears, no explosions, no dirty engines. In fact, and here's a detail few people know, electric cars became a symbol of freedom for women. In an era where mechanical skills were considered male territory, electric cars gave women independence. They could drive themselves without help. By 1897, New York City had entire fleets of electric taxis. It wasn't just a trend, it was the future. But what happened to that future? So, what happened? Why did electric cars vanish? 3 forces conspired to end this silent revolution. First, in 1908, Henry Ford introduced the Model T, a gasoline-powered car that was affordable and mass-produced. Suddenly, everyone could own a car, not just the wealthy. Second, massive oil discoveries in Texas flooded the market with cheap gasoline. Fuel stations began popping up everywhere, while charging stations for electric cars remained rare. Third, improvements in roads meant people wanted to travel longer distances. Early electric cars could only go about 50 to 100 kilometers before needing a recharge. Gasoline cars could go farther and refuel in minutes. By the 1920s, the electric car was dead. Gasoline engines, once considered inferior, now ruled the roads. And so, one of humanity's first clean technologies was forgotten. Imagine if the world had chosen a different path. If electric cars had remained dominant, how different might our cities look today? Would we have avoided the thick smog that once choked London and Los Angeles? Would our air be cleaner? Would the oil empires of the 20th century ever have risen? This isn't just a lost technology, it's a lost opportunity. But history doesn't always forget. Today, more than a century later, electric cars are back. Tesla, Rivian, NIO, BYD, names from around the world are resurrecting the dream. The silent revolution that once started in London streets and New York taxis is happening again. Except now, people think it's new. The truth? We're not building the future. We're reviving the past. Thank you for watching Forgotten Inventions That Changed the World. If you enjoyed this untold story, don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning.